Hey, Mama, and welcome back to For Moms, a Safe Space. I'm your host, Simone, and I'm so glad you're here. Last week, we had such a powerful episode about adoption. And if you haven't listened yet, definitely go check it out after this one. I opened up a bit about my own adoption journey and how it shaped my view of motherhood. And it was vulnerable, eye-opening, and honestly, emotional in all the best ways. Because adoption is such a beautiful and complicated love story. And I'm so grateful that we got to hold space for it. But today's topic is something that hits very close to home. Our bodies after baby. Now listen, if you ever looked in the mirror postpartum and wondered, who even is this? You are not alone. And this episode is for you. Okay, so can we talk about the phrase bouncing back? Like, ma'am, I just carried a whole human in my body, nourished it, pushed it out, or had major surgery, and now I'm expected to bounce back like I'm made of rubber? News flash. I'm not a bouncy ball. I'm a woman, a powerful one. But bouncing? Yeah, I bounce between emotional breakdowns and late night snacks. My girlfriend sent me over a good quote. She said it's okay to not recognize your body post-baby, but fall in love with it at every stage, as it has not only produced life, but is now working eternally to provide nutrition, heal, and recalibrate mentally and emotionally. So appreciate and embrace the changes, even when it isn't easy. Let that sink in while I tell you my personal story. So I want to take you back to my first pregnancy. I was pretty depressed during it because, as I've stated, I didn't want children. I wasn't really hungry. And if I did eat, I got full really fast. Now, towards the end of my pregnancy, I want to say month eight, I had this itch on my stomach that was out of control. I mean, I used a brush to scratch it, like a literal hairbrush to scratch my stomach. And I don't recommend that, by the way. But that scratching, it left me with a starburst of stretch marks. That's what I like to call it, my starburst. And it's directly around my belly button. And I had gotten my belly button pierced a year before, and I loved showing it off. It was a real, hot girl era. So I was really upset during my pregnancy when I had to take it out. And I remember thinking, like, is this going to close up? Will I ever be able to wear a crop top again? Then after I had my son, the biggest changes were my boobs. Yes, my boobs. They had grown. And my belly was now soft and jiggly. And I was insecure. Like, really insecure, because I had always had a flat stomach. And now it's like soft and unfamiliar and stretchy in ways I don't recognize. And then people would say to me, "Oh, you look good for someone who just had a baby." And I'd smile and I'd say thank you. But inside, that hurt. That tore me up, because it was like, what do you mean for someone who just had a baby? Now, fast forward to baby number 2, I was kind of ready. I knew what to expect. I was slathering on the lotions and the oils and trying not to scratch. But as we know, life always has other plans for you. So during that pregnancy, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And I went into a deep depression. I lost 25 pounds while pregnant. So much so that my provider was concerned. And she sent me for a late ultrasound just to make sure my baby was growing okay. But after he was born, I was honestly impressed with my body. Because I won't lie, back in 2020, the BBL craze, that everyone was flying somewhere and getting a BBL, I wanted one real bad. I'm sure I have a Facebook status out there somewhere that says, I pretend that I'm okay, but deep down inside, I just want a BBL. But I also was working in the medical field around that time that people were getting BBLs. And I remember receiving a phone call from a patient who needed to see the hematologist in the office that I was working for. And, you know, when you go into a patient's chart, you see the things that they're dealing with, and you have to know so that way you can put the correct message in for the provider to see. And so what I had saw was that she had flown out of the country. And unfortunately, things went bad for her. And she was gone from this earth within 3 weeks. And that right there changed my whole perspective. I hit the brakes quick. And I think it's funny because now the same girl, me, who wanted hips and boobs and butt and all of that, is learning to love the body she has. Funny how time, therapy, and your man hyping you up changes things. I bought this bodysuit in 2020. Tag still on, never wore it. And this year, I finally put it on. I put it on for my birthday. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will see me in this bodysuit. And who do I have to thank for me even putting that on? My man. He said, "You're beautiful. Show that body off. Show it off." That's my biggest hype man. That man don't see no flaws. I look in the mirror and I see little fat rolls and I see imperfections in my skin. And him, nope, he doesn't see any of that. And sometimes that's all you need. That's all you need. Now, I have another story, but this person asked to remain anonymous. So she says, I had my daughter at 24, and I was not ready for what pregnancy would do to my body. I got stretch marks on my thighs, my boobs sagged overnight, and I had this pouch that wouldn't go away. And at first, I was ashamed. I started hiding in oversized sweaters, even in the summer. But one day, my toddler walked in while I was getting dressed, pointed at my belly, and said, "That's where I lived," and smiled like it was magic. And honestly, that moment changed everything. I still wear stretch pants like a second skin, but I also give myself grace. My body made a home for her, and that's what's worth celebrating. One thing about our babies, they love us regardless. They see us as being perfect for them, especially when they are younger. And so to hear your child say that to you, it does give you a confidence boost. It does make you feel like, okay, it's not all bad. Something good did come from these changes. And it's absolutely worth celebrating. We have to start changing the way we talk about our bodies. Not just for us, but for our kids too. Because let's be honest, kids will humble you fast. Okay? Fast. I remember my son, he was about 6 or 7 years old, and I put on a pair of jeans, and he said, Mom, you're not fat, but you're not small. You're just a little bit bigger, and I don't think you should wear those jeans. Excuse me, what? What do you mean? And he was like, no. Like, I'm not saying like you're fat. I'm just saying like you're bigger and maybe you shouldn't wear those jeans. Humbled? Yes. Yes, I was. Show me the yoga pants, because I cannot believe my son just said this to me. But in that moment, you have to realize, like, they're not being mean to you. They're just being observant. And the judgment is not coming from them either. The judgment is coming from you. So what if my belly is squishy? It also made him. It carried him. And it continues to carry me through the hard days. It's okay if you can't fit into those jeans that you wore before you had a baby. So what? So what? You're a superhero. You grew a human being in your body for 9+ months. Are you kidding me? So what? Throw the yoga pants on. We love a good pair of yoga pants, honey. We love it. Throw it on. Put on shapewear if you're really feeling insecure. Put on shapewear. But what I am learning is to just embrace it. Embrace the little jelly rolls. Embrace the little mommy pouch. Embrace the fact that you had to go up in a bra size or you had to go up in your pant size. You became a mom. You gave birth to another human being. So we have to allow ourselves some grace and know that it's okay. You're still beautiful. We are our worst critics. We look into the mirror and see one thing. We are able to look into the mirror and point out every single flaw that we have on our body. I can tell you, for me, the newest thing that has been appearing on my body are tiny beauty marks. They're appearing on my face, around my shoulder blades, and I'm like, what is happening? Why are these beauty marks appearing? I do not like this at all. And it's funny for me because somewhere between 3rd and 4th grade, my twin beauty marks appeared under my eye. So I have 2 beauty marks that are parallel to each other under my eye. And for a long time, that was the only thing that I had on my face. And then slowly, other ones started appearing. And it was like, okay, this is getting a little out of hand. And then in 2021, I had a pimple in the middle of my forehead, right? I had a pimple in the middle of my forehead. That pimple turned into a beauty mark that has been growing ever since. And when I say I can't stand it, I can't stand it. But my son, he says, Mom, beauty marks are a beautiful thing. He says, that's a real sign of beauty. Like, don't be upset that you have that. It looks good on you. It doesn't change anything about you. Now, I'm going to tell a quick funny. I went to Nordstrom to pick up a pair of shoes. And if you know Nordstrom's pickup, like, you have to speak to a sales associate. And so I walk up to the counter, and it is a Black woman standing at the counter. And I tell her my name, and then she says, oh my God, I love your beauty marks. And I'm looking at her like, is she crazy? And so she points to her forehead and says, this one right here, speaking of mine, she was like, that one is so beautiful. Oh my God. And then she proceeds to say, I used to put Sharpie marker dots on my face to achieve the look you have naturally. I'm sorry, what? You put Sharpie marker on your face? I'm sorry. You did what? Okay. It threw me off, for one, and I didn't know how to react to it. I didn't know if I should say thank you or why were you putting Sharpie markers on your face? I didn't know. I was really taken aback. But it just goes to show that the things you think of as flaws are beautiful to someone else. So yeah, you can stand in the mirror and be in your birthday suit and look and say, oh, my boobs used to sit up here and now they're down here. Or you could say, oh, my stomach, it used to be so tight. And I used to be able to wear crop tops and I could sit down and there was no jelly roll that fell out. Or I could put on yoga pants and as I walked, they didn't roll down because of my belly. Yeah, I know. Those are things that women go through after they have a baby. Those are thoughts that women have after they have a baby. And it is okay. It is okay. It's okay if now your thighs have grown, your hips have spread. Because those are the result of something beautiful, which is the ability to carry life and bring life into this world. So, Mom, you're a superhero. So let's do some quick affirmations. And I want you to repeat after me. My body is not broken. It's evolving. I honor what my body has done and what it continues to do. I give myself permission to feel beautiful in this moment, not once I lose the baby weight. I am allowed to love my body even if it looks different than it used to. Understand, you don't owe anyone a snapback. What you deserve is comfort in your own skin and confidence in your own time. And it does take some time to build up confidence. After having a baby, it takes time because you're not used to seeing your body like this. You have a baby and then they come in a room and they're pushing on your stomach and they're trying to, get your uterus to shrink back up. And all the while your stomach is so jiggly. And then you get up to take that first shower that they want you to take and you go into the bathroom and you have all your supplies laid out. And ladies, you know all the supplies that I'm talking about. And what's the first thing you do? You look in the mirror. You look in the mirror and you see that you still look like you're 4 or 5 months pregnant. Even though the baby is out laying there, you still look 4 or 5 months pregnant. And you turn to the side and you're looking and you're looking. And right then and there, the confidence is leaving your body. Right then and there. Because you can't believe that you look like this now. And you think about how you looked prior to having the baby, how small you were, the clothes you could fit into, being able to wear your stomach out. And now you look at your stomach and it's soft and jiggly and there's stretch marks all over it now. Yeah, that's going to zap your confidence away. But it's important to remember always you gave birth to a baby and you are a superhero. And eventually you will get to a place where you are confident in the body that you have now. Yeah, you're going to mourn and grieve your previous body, but the body that you have now, embrace it. Love it. Be confident. And know that you are still beautiful regardless. And this is something that I am still working through. And my little one is almost 2.5 years old. I'm still working through bringing back my confidence. But again, like I said, my man, he is my biggest hype person in my life. I show him something that I want to put on. He's like, get it, buy it. Yes, I love it. It's going to look amazing on you. And in my mind, I'm like, does he not know these little jelly rolls that I have? I can't put this type of dress on. It's too fitted and it's going to show off that. And it's going to show off my little mommy pouch. And he'll say, so what? It's beautiful. It's you. You'll look good in it. You'll look amazing in it. You'll turn heads. When we went out to dinner for my birthday and I had that one piece on and someone complimented me, he was like, you don't know how many people keep looking over at this table at you because of how good you look. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, they probably looking at me like this girl look like a clown with this bright pink bodysuit on. They probably was looking like, what? Who told her to put that on? Because I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of saying things like that when I see certain people out in public with certain clothes on. I am. I won't lie. But you have to get out of that mindset and just feel good for you. So I always say when I see certain women with certain clothing on, I'll say, I wish I had their confidence. I wish I was confident enough to put something like that on. I say it all the time. And again, slowly, surely, the confidence is coming back. Take the pictures. Wear the outfit. Go to the pool. And don't sit on the sidelines of your own life. Thank you for being here with me today. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with another mama who needs this reminder. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Love on your body. And know that you are never alone in this journey.